Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Ryan Summers. He's the Vice President of Client Success at Healthcare Triangle. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So Ryan, tell me a little bit more about yourself.
I am a delivery lead really through and through. I've been spending my entire career helping healthcare organizations implement really around the Epic EHR. I started my career there about 20 years ago and did software implementations, upgrades, and then I moved into consulting and have been leading teams to really optimize and further what Epic and peripheral technology can do.
Very nice. So how did Healthcare Triangle get started then?
Yeah, great question. Healthcare Triangle is sort of a coming together of a couple different entities. So Cornerstone Advisors was our healthcare component that had a Meditech practice and a Epic practice of professional services with a little bit of light programming, product development work in there. And then we also have a life sciences biopharma business line overseas. And so the merging of those two entities became what's now Healthcare Triangle under kind of new branding.
And for those listeners who don't necessarily understand what Epic is, how would you explain Epic to them?
Yeah, Epic, most should at least be familiar by name, but Epic is the software that is the medical record software for most large organizations. So your hospital organizations and clinic staff will use Epic to do the medical records, documentation, billing, scheduling, soup to nuts, system needs for legal medical record purposes.
So why would somebody reach out to Healthcare Triangle?
Yeah, Healthcare Triangle is first and foremost a professional services consultancy. So we provide people businesses really. So that's experts who have been there, done Epic and Meditech before. Epic requires technical certifications, meaning you've experienced their software, you've been trained in it, you've passed competency exams. So Epic certifications sort of whittle down the pool of people that can do the work that's needed. Meditech's a little bit different, but we basically provide the people experts that have worked in configuring, deploying, and optimizing the system. First and foremost, we also have some services around platforms and products, but that's kind of secondary to what we target and market.
Okay. So it sounds like your target audience would be healthcare professionals specifically. Can you expand on that a little bit more? Like, who else would you target?
Yeah, absolutely. So on sort of two sides of the fence, hospital organizations who are looking to further the reach of what their systems are and technologies are doing. So that's hospital CIOs, IT directors, sometimes COOs who are looking to do specific physician or other staffing kind of work that will enable their workforce to do better, do more for the organization. And likewise on the clinic side. So doctors, medical staff who are running their practice and just need help essentially with the technology, with the system. Sometimes that's training, takes the form of training, one-on-one kind of education and handholding. Sometimes it takes the form of adjusting the system to meet their specific workflows and needs.
That's fantastic, and I'm sure it's a huge help to a lot of professionals because working through that software is so beneficial, making sure that client records are correct and really keeping staff organized. So aside from that, what would you say? What makes Healthcare Triangle stand out from other providers?
Yeah, we are unique in that we are a small boutique firm, but growing in both size and reputation. So the sort of boutique nature of our consultancy really affords us to be nimble. It affords us to put a focus directly on the customer themselves. So we're sort of solely focused on that path.
Mm-hmm.
We don't sort of have a, here's how we do things, and this is the only way we do things approach.
Mm-hmm.
We're really sort of always tailoring our work, tailoring our projects,
Mm-hmm.
tailoring what we're partnering with our clients to their specific needs. So that's the real benefit that we provide in being small but growing. We also have what we consider truly an elite sort of staffing model. So we only kind of consider the folks that are the cream of the crop in the Epic and the Meditech space. So we're always looking for the sort of upper echelon, top 25% of the talent pool
Mm-hmm.
that have those certifications that I mentioned. So we don't just kind of take anybody who's an average player in the space. We really cater to those who are the best experts out there who know what they're doing above and beyond what most others do.
Very nice. Very nice. So, question for you. So, is Healthcare Triangle, is it a monthly subscription? Talk to me about how you folks generate revenue.
Sure. Yeah, great question. We have a couple of different models. Our biggest, services around staffing comprise of usually project-based work.
Mm-hmm.
So that could take the form of a 3-month project, a
Mm-hmm.
6-month project, a year plus.
Mm-hmm.
We've done some program creations that are multi-year projects in and
Yeah.
of themselves. So that's probably the bulk of our work is customers will sign up for a project. We need X people
Mm-hmm.
and service skills to execute the work or to plan the work. So a project in and of itself, it could be an application, being deployed in Epic. It could be an optimization project. It could be 6 months worth of extra support because
Mm-hmm.
folks don't have the staff to do it themselves. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the biggest. We do have some subscription based work that is packaged around both long-term program sort of management and a couple of our product offerings.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say it's an 80-20 split.
Okay, okay. So it sounds like too a lot of the work that you folks do is around brand awareness and name recognition. That way when people say, hey, we need extra support in Epic, in staffing, whatnot, that Healthcare Triangle is one of the first people that they think to reach out to. What other marketing strategies have you folks used, or different outreach techniques to get more customers?
Yeah, and that's great. And I'll say that's our ambition to get to that point, right? So being
Mm-hmm.
small and still nimble, we're growing in,
Mm-hmm.
becoming that first thought brand market, kind of awareness,
Mm-hmm.
reputation under our belt. So
Mm-hmm.
it's an uphill battle. We're always, trying to grow our reach against a lot of the real giant, firms that are out there in the industry.
Yeah.
But we've been focusing a lot on high value content, so
Okay.
blogs, white papers, etc., to further our reputation and to showcase
Absolutely.
what we've been doing with our customer base.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been first and foremost in terms of outreach and getting the word out to more and more of the community, whether it's Epic, Meditech, IT in general, healthcare strategy leaders. I think that's where we need to continue to put focus
Mm-hmm.
and energy,
Mm-hmm.
just from a volume and a numbers, perspective to
Mm-hmm.
reach more people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have a very currently, kind of a light touch on the social media channels, but
Mm-hmm.
we really push out our high value content creation and desire to put that first and foremost and to really represent what we can do and what we are doing
Absolutely.
first and foremost. Yeah.
So what I know you're transferring into using more social media channels. Right now, what would you say the most successful platform for your blogs, your white pages? What would be that channel that's been the most successful to reach those prospective clients, or continue your lead nurturing?
Yeah, it's predominantly LinkedIn based, so we use that as a professional networking arm
Mm-hmm.
and platform to communicate, to get the word out, to spread information.
Mm-hmm.
We just are recently transitioning from Salesforce as our CRM over to HubSpot. Similar products, they function a little bit differently, but so we're deploying right now HubSpot's capabilities, which will afford some automation in what we can push out to who and how we're reaching them, and the cadences of what information is getting disseminated with less and less effort on our behalf. So predominantly LinkedIn and formerly Salesforce, shortly here HubSpot.
Very nice, very nice. Well, Ryan, I love talking about how you've been growing the business using those marketing strategies, but also providing really that intensive support that some companies need, or more of the less hands-on based on the company's needs. I think that's fantastic, a really great assessment to make sure that each company is getting what they need. I do have one more question before you go. What would be one thing, both personally and professionally, you hope to be celebrating in this next year?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Personally and professionally. Personally, for me, it's really about balance. So the last couple years, honestly, with COVID, has just been a grind, I think, for everybody. So I've been focused on trying to get a renewed balance to work life and really some just personal mental sustainability, getting back to regularly working out, regularly just taking a pause to reflect and enjoy the day by day. So that's a personal goal I have here coming up for the rest of the year, really, and moving beyond. Professionally, it's really about growing at this point. We've got we rebranded to Healthcare Triangle about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
We've rounded out what we have in terms of service capabilities and verticals, and now we're looking to get the word out and to grow who knows about us, who represents the work we are doing amongst our current customer base, and grow and scale that to a greater capacity. So professionally, that's we're really kind of at that cusp of we've got our baseline, and now we're looking to further what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. To really explode out and expand your business. That's fantastic.
Yeah, just to accelerate some of the great the great work and results that we're helping to achieve.
Absolutely, absolutely, and see that hard work pay off. Well, Ryan, this has been a great conversation. I appreciate you being on Business Ninjas today.
You bet. Appreciate it, Kelsey.